wow, you must really love your things more than you love your people.
And honestly, serious question, how do you keep a clean and clutter-free home when you love to shop and you have a lot of stuff but you don't necessarily want to get rid of it? It always frustrated me whenever I would watch a cleaning, decluttering motivational video, and it seemed like the only answer was to become minimalist. And I'm going to be very, very clear from the beginning, I have no intention of becoming a minimalist. There is absolutely no hate to anyone who preaches a minimalistic lifestyle or chooses to live one, but because of the nature of our home and the way that we just live our lives, it's just not something that is feasible. And all the years that I would try and live like a minimalist, they would end in me feeling like I was depriving myself of all of my hobbies and interests. As a former messy person, today I want to talk about the 4 principles that I currently live by that have helped me go from a hot mess mom to a home admin who keeps a clean and clutter-free home, still likes to shop, and still has many interests and things that she loves in her home. The very first principle, as I've already mentioned, is that you don't have to be a minimalist to have a clean and clutter-free home. Yes, having fewer things means you have to manage less items in your home, and therefore cleaning your home will be faster, but it's quite different for people like me who love to host, who have many different hobbies and interests, and kids who also have their own interests. I didn't feel right limiting myself or my children to their interests or to the things that they value, simply because I couldn't come up with a system of how to manage those items. So for my very first principle is I stopped my pursuit of minimalism, and instead I went on to what is now my second principle, where I pursued a state of intentionalism. Because you see, there are always 2 extremes to every situation. On one end, there was the minimalism, and on the other end is the consumerism. And I, for one, wanted to find myself in the middle camp of intentionalism. With every great thing, there are always 2 sides of an extreme. On this side is minimalism, where I would have to limit my hobbies, my interests, and say no to the things that I love. And on this side is consumerism, where we just let things go rampant and wild, and we just have a massive cluttered mess on our hands. With intentionalism, I look at items not as something to keep or get rid of, but I ask myself the question of, how does this item serve me? Applying the concept of intentionalism is basically just curating all of the items that I allow to go into my home. If that item is serving myself, my family, or my loved ones, there's no reason for me to have to get rid of it. I simply have to come up with a system of how to manage it. Personally, I don't want to live in an empty home that is void of character, simply because it means I have to do less. I enjoy hosting. I enjoy having those multiple serverwares and dishes and having random plants in my home and fluffy pillows. And I love skincare and clothing. All those things bring me joy. So instead of looking at them as something that is clutter, I look at it as something that is curated and intentionally placed in my home. Somebody in my comment section had mentioned that, wow, you must really love your things more than you love your people. And for a second, I had to stop and think about it. And honestly, I can confidently say, no, it's actually the other way around. The things that I have serve the people that I love. When I look at my cupboards that are full of pots, pans, dishes, and platters for hosting, I don't think about the clutter or the mess. I think about the dinner parties that I'm going to throw. I think about the people that I'm going to have over. When I look at my closet that's full of dresses and things that I absolutely love, I don't think about all the laundry I'm going to do. I'm thinking about, how is that going to make me feel? When I look into my kids' rooms and I see books and activities and musical instruments, I view that as something that they love and cherish to do. If they are placed there intentionally with purpose and they are being utilized, why would I think of it as clutter? When you switch to the mindset of having your things serve the people you love versus the other way around, you completely shift your perspective, because not only do those things become more valuable, you want to take care of them more. Now, with all of those things said, just because they serve a purpose and have intention in your home, they still need to be managed well. It is very easy for things that we love and we use frequently to become a cluttered mess and something that is overwhelming for all of us to manage. So my 4th principle of how you can really manage those items is, when you're about to decide on whether you're keeping an item or you're bringing a new item into your home, ask these questions. Number 1, how will you care for this item? Is this something that you are going to be washing on a weekly basis? Is this something that needs to be managed frequently? Is this something that you're going to need to keep up with dusting, cleaning, mopping, whatever it is? Maybe it's a piece of clothing that requires an extra delicate wash cycle or dry cleaning that may take time away from you. Before you bring an item into your home, ask yourself, how are you going to care for this item? The second question is, who will care for this item? Is it going to be you? Is it going to be your children? Is it going to be your husband? Is it going to be someone who comes and helps you around the house? Asking the question of who is going to manage this item is also going to put things into perspective of whether this is something you should be bringing in. The third question is, where will this item live? Before you're bringing anything in or you're evaluating the things that you have, ask yourself, where does this item live? Because everything that you have should have a specified home. And the fourth question to ask is, how long will you have it? Is this something that you're going to keep for a year, 5 years, 10 years? It's important to know how long you're going to have this item because it's going to help you take mental inventory of how long you're going to be managing it. So instead of forcing myself to become a minimalist, which doesn't even fit our family dynamic, however, not staying in a state of consumerism, but making the decision to become an intentionalist, I am intentional what I allow into my home and how I manage the things that I currently do have. I allow the items that I have around me to serve my family and those that I love, and I also ask the questions of how I plan to manage them. It's not that I mindlessly just bring things into my home or I have a shopping addiction. It's the fact that everything that I bring into my home or allow to stay in has a purpose and has a home. If you are like me and you don't necessarily want to become a minimalist, but you need strategic ways to keep your home clean and clutter-free, I hope you apply these 4 principles because they have changed my life. If you're someone like me who also loves to shop or has many interests and you have found a way to keep clutter at bay and just stay organized, I would love it if you would share your tips with me down in the comments below. As always, thank you guys so much for watching, liking, subscribing. I'll see you guys in my next one.